Hello and welcome to the Dandelion Podcast. Today we have the return of Helena, who, if you are a fan of the show, then you might remember her from our Housemates episode, because we did one with Helena and Claire, my two housemates from a little while back, which was really fun. And today we're going to be talking about dating and relationships and like how fun it is.
It is so fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. And we all love it.
We really do.
But if you didn't meet Helena in the last podcast, what the hell are you doing? But also, can you please introduce yourself?
I feel like you gave me a good intro there, but yes, I met Sally at work about, I want to say 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, about 5 years ago. And then, as she mentioned, we also lived together because we just couldn't bear to be apart when we both left work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is going to be really hard because also it's the end of the day, and I feel like
We're a bit delirious.
we have got a little bit delirious, and there's going to be accents and there's going to be stupid stories, and if you're into either of those things, then this episode would be great.
Yeah.
Basically.
100%.
So yeah, we wanted to talk about dating and the trials
And tribulations. I don't know why I'm finishing your sentence.
So actually this is something that people have asked for. Is
Oh.
like an insight into dating and
Okay,
relationships.
interesting.
I have to say, for the record, neither me or Helena are experts in this
How
field.
dare you?
I have written some articles on dating, which I actually went back and read today to get myself back in the zone, because I've been out of the dating game
You're very lucky you're out of it.
Yeah.
I will say this.
for a couple of years. No, hold on. 3.5. I've forgotten how long I've been with Tim. Sorry, Tim. 3.5 years.
It sounds about right. It was May.
But yeah, so I reminded myself and re-angered myself. So that's where we're
Okay.
at.
Yeah, this is going to be a very angry podcast, basically, guys. Okay. So,
I also want to say that, we are only coming from a female perspective. So please don't think that we are just man-hating, but we don't have experience of dating women, so we wouldn't know. But please do tell us if women are just as bad. Yeah. Tell us how it is. So, Helena,
yes.
I know your sitch, but can you tell our listeners what your sitch is at the moment in terms of dating? Like, are you single? Give us some
Sure.
insight.
I would say I'm very much single. I am on the apps, but I don't think I use them or utilise them enough because I just find them a bit shite. Am I allowed to say shite? on
Yeah,
here?
you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I just find them, I don't know. I think they're just really tough. Like, they're not fun. They kind of like drain my energy and my soul. So I have to be in the right frame of mind to use them. But yes, sorry. Short answer to your question. I'm single, but I am like looking to date. Like,
Ready to mingle.
Sally, please. I'm just like, I just don't even know where to start with them,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like, I am trying. People are like, oh, you just need to try hard. I'm like, I'm on it. Like, not all the time. It makes me sound like desperate. I'm constantly swiping. Right? But I am on them like a fair amount of time, and it just completely drains my energy. I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And I'll start conversations, and then you just get ghosted. It's just, yeah, it's painful.
Oh, the ghosts of the dating world. I can't.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest thing that I found really, really hard, because you can go on dates with people that you actually have like quite a good connection with.
They're the
So I
worst.
sound like I've just been
Yeah.
watching Love Island, so this
Yeah.
is they're your type on paper, and and then you really get on, you're having a great time, and then they literally ghost you.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's wrong with you? That's rude.
I mean, I get ghosted before I even go on a date with them. That's how well I'm
That's also
doing.
really harsh, yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, like that's fine. Like, it doesn't like hurt me as much, but yeah, it's just a bit like, all right. I thought we had like a good conversation going.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what's happened here, but sure. Okay, bye.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess you're
so
gone forever.
weird.
But yeah,
Yeah.
when you've been on a date with them, I just think people, I don't want to generalize, but people are incredibly rude sometimes. It doesn't take much. Like, even just lie, just be like, you know what, I met someone else. So I don't really want to pursue this. Like anything, like, well, not anything. Don't pretend like someone died or something. But, but just, you know, just be honest. It's not hard. I don't know. Is it because people had like bad situations before where like a girl like stalked them or something? I'm genuinely like interested. Like, I guess it's just easier for people. Like they don't have to face the repercussions if they just ignore. Like block, delete, that never happened.
Yeah.
But it does seem odd when, like, especially like if they kissed you, like if there's something there, there's a bit, I don't want to say vibe, but you know what I mean? If there's a bit of a vibe.
It's so weird. I know, I always used to find that there's just a lack of common decency when it comes to dating. And I feel like, you know, like you say, it doesn't take much just to say, I'm not really feeling it, or I have, like, it's more of a friend thing for me. Obviously, like, we're all grown adults. No one's going to freak out. Like, you're just going to be like, cool, thank you for your honesty. Yeah. Appreciate that. But yeah, the ghosting thing, really like, bizarre. It's just the easy way out.
And like, people feel guilty. Like, I've said all this, but I did ghost like one person. I felt like really guilty about it because, well, we had a date and it was fine. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. Like, we had an awkward hug, but I was like, fine. Like, that was a thing. And but then he didn't talk to me for like 2 weeks. He didn't message me for 2 weeks, I think. Oh. So I just assumed that it was done. That was it. And he popped back. And then, I don't know, I was just really busy with work and stuff, which sounds really cliche, but I was really busy with work and then just never replied to him. But I did feel really bad. But I'm like, do people...
which one this is.
The sober guy.
Yeah.
The one that accosted me on the street, which was fun. I was like, an organic, like, meeting. This is great. But yeah, I didn't fancy him.
When she meant he was very nice and polite and was like, I'd love to take you out.
I just love the word accosted.
Which doesn't actually happen ever. So yeah, that must have been really refreshing. And then you're like, okay.
Because I'm very much about, I like meeting people in person. I went a bit West Country there, I think. Did I? I like meeting people like organically in person. I just think, because then you can see if you've got banter, you can see if there's something between you. I just think it's a lot easier. Whereas on dating apps, I think you're more judgmental. Like, you can be more judgmental and more fussy.
Yeah.
Because you're like giving up like an evening to like meet like an absolute stranger. It's completely different, I think, to meet if you've met someone out and then you organise to go on a date. It's like you've met and you know there's some kind of thing between you. Like, fine, it might not lead to anything, but you can see if there's something between you.
It's so hard to meet people in person though as well, isn't it? Especially because where are you going to meet them? Like, are you going to meet them on a night out? In which case, 9 times out of 10, most people are going to be really drunk. And then, like, you can't say if you know, there's a whole entrenched sexism about, you know, if you get with someone on a night out, then they're going to see you as just like just a one night type thing. But it's just, so it's like, where do you meet them? On the street? Like,
and like getting a bit older as well. I'm not going out partying all the time. It's not really what I enjoy. And I do think people are relying on apps more. So when they go out, they're just going out with their friends. They're not interested in meeting someone when they're out. I think potentially they just like to hide behind a screen because it's easier. And then, yeah, they can just be pied like behind a screen. It's different. Whereas obviously in person, you go up to a girl or guy and they reject you there and then. I think obviously it hits your ego a bit harder because then you're physically there like, okay, that went well. They literally knocked me down.
Yeah.
Whereas on an app, you can be like, okay, deleted. That never happened.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of what's happening these days, maybe.
And there's so much choice. I think, well.
This is my theory. Yeah, you know my theory.
Yeah, you explain the theory.
And I was speaking to people at the weekend about this as well, like some guys who are on dating apps. And I just said that, like, for me, I'm a 32-year-old woman. My age range is not going to be 25 to 35. My age range is going to be, I'm going to say around like 30. I don't really want to date someone in their 20s because they're generally in a different life stage. That's the word, a different life stage to me. So for me, I would do like 30 to maybe like 38 at the moment, kind of. I think that sounds reasonable. Whereas a guy who is my age, I think he potentially would date a woman in her 20s. So I think for guys, I might be generalising here, so honestly come at me in the comments, but I think guys will have a wider age range because I'm not calling out men, but like women do mature a little bit earlier than men do. And I think, yeah, especially men in London, I don't know, and a lot of people in London, actually, not just men, are growing their careers. They're not interested in settling down. Like, I think sometimes it is a London thing as well.
Yeah.
I think maybe people are just like disposable. Like, you know, there's another person just one swipe away. Like, there's always, you're like, oh, is there someone better?
Yeah.
I
think that is definitely it for guys. Again, might be wrong. I'm not a man, don't know. But I imagine from the male friends I've spoken to, what their reason for not liking someone via a dating app won't be that they've done something really weird or creepy or made them just like not like them. It will just be because they're like, yeah, I just didn't really like had a better connection with someone else or whatever. And I think that's just that feeling of their, like you say, just constant, you can just swipe, just keep swiping forever.
And I've also, but like guys are quite fussy as well. Like when I've seen my guy mates or like guys on a dating app, they're like, no. I'm like, whoa, go back. They'll judge you on the first picture.
Yeah.
I genuinely, unless like it's an awful first picture, I will scroll to at least like the third. But guys are literally ruthless. If your first picture isn't doing it, you're gone. Which I think is quite mad.
That's really mad because also
I've seen them do it. I saw it at the weekend and I was like, what is happening here?
Do guys understand how bad they are at like taking photos of themselves or having a photo on their like like I swear to God, I met my boyfriend on Hinge. So I am a fan of the dating apps, obviously, because of that, but still can have had some bad experiences on there. But if I went on, you know, his pictures on his profile, one, I couldn't really tell what he looked like. I was like, oh yeah, I think he's attractive, but I couldn't really tell because one of them was in black and white, one of them had a beard, one of them
I remember this.
was like him skateboarding, which I remember texting him beforehand and being like, can you just let me know like what your facial hair is doing so I can at least know. Like, it was just really bizarre. But like it's the same with all guys. I feel like they don't know how to, you know, if we were going on, like you say, what guys do where they go off the first picture, I mean, we wouldn't meet up with anyone. We wouldn't.
That's actually true. Also, the guys at the weekend were like, you've got that as your first picture. It's a bit blurry. I was like, what? What can I do? I don't know. But yeah, don't have a blurry picture, girls.
Yeah, don't have a blurry picture. What else did they say? Don't like any other things. Not have the
No,
same
they
top.
said, this married guy said, sorry, he said he'd date me. No, he just said, oh, that's a really good profile. Oh, you must get loads of dates. And I was like, oh, sir. Oh, you are funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all said, oh, surely you go on loads of dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should do because you're a catch.
This thing, I'm over the hill, maybe.
You're not there. I refuse to.
This is back to my theory because they're like, if they have me, this sounds awful, me or like a 28-year-old, like we're exactly matched in looks, for example, they might go for 28-year-old.
Yeah, that's a bit.
I should actually
mad,
really
isn't it?
not be so down on myself. Actually, that was really bad, wasn't it?
No,
Just being like they wouldn't pick me.
It's very difficult not to get down on yourself when you go through lots of bad dating experiences. And I remember that as well. Like you say, like when I met Tim, I was kind of, I was like, to be honest, if this date I don't know if I put that much pressure on the date, but I was kind of like, I really am going to have to just take a break because I can't be asked with this anymore. Like it's just, just really knackering. It's like having a full-time job.
Yeah, I've just never done like the loads of dates thing.
Yeah.
I am a bit fussy, like, a little bit, but not like ridiculously fussy. This is the thing.
You're getting better.
Like, and I do try and start conversations, and they don't talk to me.
Oh, so do you think then that dating apps are helping or hindering people finding a partner?
It's a tricky one because. Yeah, I think it's both. I think, like we touched on earlier, if you're not going out as much, like dating apps are not the only chance, but the one way you can actually meet someone.
Yeah.
And you're hoping most of the people on there are kind of looking for love.
You'd hope so.
Unless they say, like, you can put in your profile what you're looking for, but, you know, whether people are honest, I don't know. But I think it does help slightly, but I think it also hinges it as well, like I said earlier. I just think people aren't making as much effort in person, maybe because they've got the apps to rely on. They're like, oh, I'm just going to go out with my friends tonight and just rely on the apps for dates.
Yeah.
I think maybe like dating apps have made us more sort of picky and judgy as well. Like you judge someone more for their Hinge profile than you would if you met them in person.
And do you mean like you pick up on their vibe, or like you can see if there's any chemistry?
This
so
is the thing. Like I will, if I meet someone out, they'll sometimes be completely like not my type that I would pick on Hinge. But in person, because we had some form of connection, banter, whatever, I'm like, oh, hold on. Because I think, on dating apps, it is, let's be honest, a lot of it is looks-based. You just look and go, that's not my type, gone. But if you have a vibe in person, that changes everything.
Yeah, it definitely does.
For me, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I'd prefer organic connections.
Definitely. And it's also really hard to tell what someone's going to be like from
Yes,
there.
it is. I feel like we need this is a great segment into like awful dates and catfishes and things
so
like that.
Yeah. I think it's really hard. It's really hard to tell what someone's like from like your conversations over Hinge or Tinder or whatever.
100%. They can be completely different in person. You're like, ooh, you're quite funny on Hinge, but you're very boring in person.
There was one guy that was just like an attractive guy. Like his messages weren't like groundbreaking. I wasn't like, wow, this guy is going to be hilarious. But I was like, cool, he seems like a nice guy. And I just knew from the second I met him that we were not going to.
Sometimes you just know, like it's not harsh. Sometimes
really
you just know.
Then I then stayed for like a couple of drinks because I felt really awkward.
I always do that too. A lot of people just go, why would you stick it out? Because we're polite women, okay?
Yeah. I just, honestly, I had to go into the loos and just be like, okay, tell him that you're going to get up early tomorrow and that's why you need to leave.
The lie.
Yeah, I said, I'm going to...
Sorry.
I said I need to get up early tomorrow because I'm going to see my friend on the other side of London.
So far.
Yeah, so far. And it's going to be really early. And he was like...
What's the maximum? One end of London, the other is what? An hour and a half?
Yeah. I was like, it's really early. And then and he was like, oh, but it's only 9 o'clock. And I was like,
tired.
Anyway. He was just like, oh, I thought we were going to spend the whole evening together. And I was like, well, things do change. I sound like, no, I was really genuinely so overly polite because I hate being rude.
Yeah.
But it was awkward. I hated it.
I mean, you're uncomfortable in a situation. I think there's nothing wrong with leaving that situation. You did it very politely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone that you've been on a date with that were very different?
You know my best story. We'd call it enchante story. It's hilarious, but also just tragic. Yeah. So okay, how do I start? So I went through a phase, didn't I? It was after one of the lockdowns were lifted, and I just went on a bit, not a rampage, but I had like 3 dates in a week. That was kind of it for ages. But so this is one of the guys. I just thought, oh, he seems quite nice in his profile. It was one of those ones I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to give people a bit more of a chance. He looked cute. He had a dog in one of the pictures. That's probably the one I liked. And his messaging was good. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe not my usual type. Again, couldn't really tell what he looked like too much, but thought, not my usual type, but I'm just going to do it because he seems like a nice chap. So it's not a red flag, but the first thing that happened was he said luckily in advance, fairly nice of him, that he was going to be wearing a football shirt, like a football T-shirt. Can't remember who he supported. Chelsea, maybe? I don't know. A football shirt.
Yeah. Not a in itself, I guess.
No.
If that's your thing.
But no. And the heads up, fine.
Good, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, okay?
Yeah.
Not ideal because he did work on a high street and I did think, well, is there no way you can just go and buy like a white T-shirt, just a T-shirt?
It's not very date friendly, is it?
But the warning, great. But yeah, I turned up. He was already there. and it was kind of lockdown sitch. So, you know, they were at the door asking if I had a booking. So, and then they were like, oh, he's up there. And yeah. And again, it was the same sort of situation. As soon as I saw him and, you know, said hi, I realised he wasn't for me. But it's fine. You know what? I've made myself look cute. I'll come out the house. Let's just see what happens. Maybe we'll just, you know, get on quite well. I'm not going to say we didn't get on, but there was nothing between us. No. And also, first red flag is he was like, I'm going to go for a smoke. He didn't say anything on his profile about smoking, I don't think. So, yeah, I'm a bit like, you know, just put it on your dating profile if you smoke. And then it's just clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I don't, it sounds really fussy, but I don't really want to like date a smoker. Like, fine if they socially smoke, fine, but I don't really want to date a chain smoker. It's just not what I'm looking for. Anyway, that was just a side note. Anyway, so he was like, oh, I'm going to go for a smoke. And he goes, do you smoke? And I said, no. And he said, do you want to come out with me? And it was really cold. So I just said, no, I'll just wait here while you go for one. Fine. But that happened about 4 or 5 times in the space of maybe an hour.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm exaggerating, but I swear it was at least 4 times he went out to the terrace. Anyway, it sounds like it's not that bad, but oh, wait. And yeah, we were just talking. He just wasn't for me at all. He was just a bit, not smarmy, I don't know, just a bit stuck up. Anyway, at one point he said, can I enchanté you? And I didn't really know what that meant. Would you know what that meant? Didn't really know what it meant. Maybe I did. I don't know. But then he grabbed my hand and I realised it meant kiss me on the hand. And I was like... So I said, oh, no. He still grabbed my hand, gave it a really sloppy kiss. I had to wipe it on my jeans, like, you know, like subtly be like, ooh, didn't like that. I just kind of had to nervously laugh.
Yeah, that's weird.
Thank you. Don't do that again. And then from that point, I just thought, right, I want to get out of here soon. I don't know if that's before or after this part I'm going to say, but another part was I was drinking singles because I just thought I don't want to get drunk with this guy. Like some dates I'm like, oh, I want to get drunk with you. It'll be fun. Like we'll just get a bit silly and tipsy. But with this guy, no. So yeah, very much drinking singles. The waitress came over because obviously lockdown, stitch, to take the order from the table. And I said, I'll have a single, whatever, vodka, lime and soda. And he goes, no, she'll have a double. And I go, no, I'll have a single. He goes to the waitress again, it'll be a double. And I look her dead in the eye and go, it will be a single, thank you. Major red flag, like don't, like, I'm quite a heavyweight and also it's just creepy. It's like you want to get me drunk. Yeah. It's weird situation. Really weird. And then we also got 2 shots of like Cafe Patron, probably. So that's quite low alcohol, I think. Like again, I'd been on singles. I don't get drunk after 2 drinks. So we got these shots, and then he sniffs his and goes, "Oh no, that smells horrible. I can't do that. You'll have to do it." And again, I just think, mate, I'm not going to get drunk from this, so I will happily do these. But I can see what you're trying to do here. It's really odd behaviour. So I think, yeah, I don't know when that happened. And I don't even, like, looking back, I just think, why did I stay there? It's just odd. I don't know. I don't know. Because I knew from the beginning that I didn't want to ever see him again. So I must have made my excuses. Because I feel like I got home by like 10 or something that night. But I made my excuses. Yeah. So we both left together. And then he asked, there'd be no flirting, nothing. Like, read the room, mate. He said... I mean, albeit he did ask, he said, can I kiss you? And I said no, obviously. I just said no, really politely. I just feel like there's a friend vibe because I had to say something. I couldn't be like, you're repulsive. I find you creepy and really disgusting. So I said no. And I was right near my bus stop and he just like pretty much ran. I swear, very quickly walked away, didn't even check that I was getting my bus, and then he blocked and deleted me, like blocked me on Hinge, blocked me on WhatsApp.
Wow.
Made it easier for me. Oh, another thing was, he said that he was, I don't know if he lived with his parents or was staying at his parents' house and they weren't in, and the house had like an east wing and a west wing, like basically saying like, I'm really rich. So, and I've got the house to myself. It don't impress me much.
Yeah. I said it best.
But yeah, that was like probably the funniest.
Yeah.
And I think I kept my jacket on the whole day because I thought you don't get to see this cute little outfit I've put together.
You always scrubbed up.
This is actually when I know when I'm not comfortable with someone. Is when I keep my coat on or keep. Like, it's like my little security blanket because I definitely had it with Bird Peck Man. We're going to call him Bird Peck Man because we need to mention him.
Yeah, you need to mention him.
It was on a snowy winter's night. It's actually really.
I think it was Lizard.
I don't know who Lizard was.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah.
And there was Lizard boys. But I call him Bird Peck. Again, it was a lovely, like, romantic wintry night. Like, he'd booked a nice bar. So I think I turned up first. He came along. We sat down. I just never took my coat off because I just thought I feel vulnerable. Like, if I take my coat off, it's my safety blanket. Because again, I just knew maybe this was 20 minutes in that he wasn't for me.
Gave him a chance.
And we only had 2 drinks because he just got off a flight that day, which was great for me because I thought, yes, I don't need to make the excuse to leave. Yeah, I think maybe we only had one drink, but he just said, I need to head home. Cool, great. I thought I'd got away with it. Then I was like, oh, well, I'm going this way. I guess you're going that way. And he went, no, I'm going this way too. And then he went in for a kiss and I went in for a hug and he kind of, I can't remember what happened. But I feel like I didn't move in time. And he like pecked my lips with his. It's like pecked like a little bird. It's like, I don't think he read that I was hugging. It's at the moment. If anyone had seen that, they'd be like, "Ooh, that was awkward, wasn't it?"
Oh my god.
So then I ran away.
Oh, okay, you ran away.
I walked very quickly to a bus stop and ended up doing a pub quiz because it was only 8 p.m. So I went to meet a friend and did a pub quiz. Didn't win, but yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah. You got any stories you want to share?
I was actually just trying to think. I think my major thing that was just, like I said, I think I was ghosted a lot. That happened a lot.
Love bombers.
Oh my God, love bombers.
You've dealt with, I think we need to talk about this. I haven't really dealt with them. I've dealt with a narcissist. We could touch on that at some point. But yeah, love bombers. Talk to us about love bombing, please.
Well, yeah, there was a phase where the fuckboys of the dating world got really smart. And I felt that, gone were the days where you could kind of tell who a fuckboy was. Mm-hmm. And, these are the kind of guys that you would be like, yeah, these seem like nice men. And they seem very emotionally, available, very emotionally immature, all this stuff. And
like a little bit nerdy, a couple of them.
Could be nerdy, yeah.
No offence, none of them were Adonises, beautiful, godlike men. He's going to be a fuckboy, Sally. But
yeah, exactly.
You do you.
It wasn't.
You'll find out,
at all.
But not at all. Almost shy in a way.
Shy, yeah. Guys that you just wouldn't expect. That's how they get you.
Yep.
And they were just such manipulators, unreal. I would even say to them, because I'd come out of a. How much to say about this?
Toxic relationship.
Yeah, I was engaged and I'd come out of that relationship pretty swiftly, and it was very toxic, and I was pretty not messed up. I was just very, very
wary,
very wary of guys after that, and I think one of my main things I did wrong with these guys was I maybe told them, because I said to them, thinking that this would help protect me, I was like, I have been screwed over, and, I'm not the kind of, it's going to take me a while for my guard to go down, etc. And then, yes, this was a couple of guys, went on a few dates with them, and they were very much keen to, break the wall down, and they were saying all the right things, and they didn't strike me as someone that would be manipulative, but they were very much
not at all.
One guy said, I mean, I don't even care if he hears this. I don't know where he is. But one guy said, I'm going to New York. Like,
New York
I would
guy.
love for you to come out and see me out there. That'd be great. So all of this stuff, like, really kind of worked me. And then, and then out of the blue was just like, oh, I don't see this going anywhere. There's something missing for me. But he'd been kind of love bombing me and saying, like,
100%.
all of the right things, all of this stuff. And that happened a couple of times actually. And I was just like, wow, they have got smart.
But then this is the thing, and then it affects future relationships, because if someone's too nice, you think, well, they're another love bomber. Like warning signals, red flag, run for the hills.
That's exactly what happened. I met Tim, a genuine
lovely
nice
boy,
man.
lovely boy.
I literally said to him one time, I was like, but you're not really this nice though, are you? And he was so offended by that, bless him. Because obviously he was like, what do you mean? And like, I had it all up for so long with him. Because I was just like, it's too good to be true. He's going to be a love bomber, like all of this stuff. So the dating world can really screw you with your mind.
Oh, yes. Yes, it can.
Really can. So I feel for anyone having to do it, including you.
I do feel that it is easier having absolutely no one. There's no worry about, are they going to message me? Are we going to have another date? Wow, what's happening? What are we? When do we have the what are we chat? But on the other side, I do want to meet someone. And my options really, it's not my only option, like, are the apps.
Yeah.
I don't think they want you to find love, the dating apps, realistically, because they want loads of people on them. Fine, they want good news stories, but they also want to make money. Algorithms.
Interesting. So in your dating experience, what would you say are the kind of red flags? If they enchante you without consent.
I think, if they kind of aren't really that truthful in their profile. If it says categorically, no, I don't smoke, and then they're chain smoking, fine. If they have a cheeky, they say, oh, actually, I'm a bit of a social smoker, soz, that's fine. But I think, that sort of thing, that's just one example. Other red flags? I mean, now I know about sort of love bombing and narcissists and things like that. I'll keep that in the back of my mind. I'm not going to assume that they are a love bomber or whatever, but certain traits, I'll think, oh, that guy did that. Not loving that. Narcissist, awful. Because I didn't know really about them until I dealt with one. You told me about them. And I went, oh, he ticks all those things.
Yeah, you can't come back from
like
that.
Belittling you, making you feel, it's kind of like gaslighting as well. Then you go, oh, actually, am I like shit? No, you say it.
They are the worst.
I am worthless. What are the red flags? Generally I do go on quite, I've never had any absolutely dire dates apart from enchante guy. I've never, luckily, thought I need to run for the hills now because of all the red flags. But I don't know.
Obviously if they made you feel unsafe or if they were like too pushy and things like that, then that would be like 100% in the bin.
And just not taking no, again, pushing you to have more drinks if you're saying no and they're going, oh no, but come on, one more won't hurt.
I also think that a red flag with me would be if someone was talking a lot and not asking any questions. I think that I'm like, it's such a normal, it's a conversation 101. Ask a question back. Like some guys, they honestly just, I think they think going on a date is like doing their own podcast at you.
There's like me. And then you're an afterthought. Like, and then when you do say something, they don't really take it in. They're just trying to think, oh, how can I circulate that back to me?
Yeah.
How can I do that?
You're like, this has been a great show. I'm going to go home. It's ridiculous. So actually, my thing that I used to hate so much is when guys were like, we've talked about this loads, when they go, have you seen this film? And then you go, no. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you haven't seen this film. Or like this, I haven't heard of this band or something.
I've got another red flag, but carry on.
But they get really funny about it. And you're just like, I haven't seen it, let it go. Like, they just like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Like
really, seriously.
Yeah.
They repeat it.
Yeah.
And you go, no, I heard you the first time and I did say no.
Sounds like a great
Don't
film.
make me feel like I'm a weirdo. Like,
sure
there's so many films in the world.
Point, but not all of us are obsessed with like whatever niche indie film you've got. Like, Jesus
For this
Christ.
least, I cannot stand it. Come at me. But people who are obsessed with Harry Potter, you're 35 years old, Richard.
Richard.
But I'm like, it's such an ick on dating apps when I see I'm obsessed with Harry Potter. Get over it.
I'm a Potterhead.
Like, please. If they put Potterhead, just send them like the vomit emoji. I'm sorry if you love Harry Potter, but you're 35.
There just needs to be more to your personality, right? Like, yeah, you can enjoy a film, but like, come on.
Yeah, like people think being a foodie is a personality trait and things like that.
Oh my God, dating app.
Yes,
things.
I know what you're going to say.
Things. The dating app things, you know what they.
I'll fall for you if you push me over. All right, because no one else has said that.
And also, don't take yourself too seriously.
What does that mean? Generally, what I want to know. Every other profile is that.
The phase that was going around when I was in the dating app world was, don't take yourself too seriously. My next trip is Japan.
Oh, they still bum Japan, yeah. What else? Should I go on it now and just quickly find one?
Yes.
If it says don't take yourself too seriously, this is gonna be great.
They must know that everyone does the same.
Let's see what we've got. Oh, I got no internet. Oh. Well, a lot of people do talk about MSN Messenger, which I like.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Then I know they're in the right age for me. If you're like, just send me an MSN. Like the best way to contact me is by MSN Messenger. I think it's quite funny. I'm so tragic. But. Oh, we're not getting any cliches. Come on, Lawrence. Come on. Sorry.
What would be a green flag?
On a date or on?
Yeah, dating life.
I think when I can just be myself with someone.
Yes.
That's a big green flag to me. If I'm just being a weirdo, then I know that I'm comfortable with them, and that's great. Because I know on a first date, yeah, I think you want to portray the best version of yourself. I get that. And you're a bit nervous, so maybe you don't show your full personality. But I think if I do start to show glimpses of that, I know that I'm comfortable with them. Yeah. Yeah, just being confident in yourself. So well, if you don't like this is me. Like, see you later.
I completely agree with that. We also need to take a moment to talk about one of my personal favourites of your dating history.
Oh, okay. I don't know where she's going with this.
He's changed his name. His name is
Jonty.
Jonty. Jonty was an interesting one. Me and my boyfriend were actually there.
Yes.
Date,
so
interesting.
let's tell the story. We got a bit drunk at home.
Yeah.
Something like that, and went, let's go to the pub. Mm-hmm. And then I said, I've been messaging this guy. Jonty. And I just said drunkenly, should I invite him? Like, he's not going to come. But lol, like, clap him. Back when we were basic batchers. No, it's not a basic bitch place. I'm sorry if you live in Clapham. Really nice pub. So we were there, and I went, he's probably not going to come. And then he said, no, I'll join you. And then we thought it would be funny to get him a shot as his first drink. Or like I had a bit of banter with him saying, you have to do a shot if you're coming. Super cool and crazy. And then he walks in, and we're like, he's actually quite good looking. Like, looked at his profile. Just thought, lovely tall man. And he grabs the shot with his whole mouth, doesn't pick it up, and knocks it back. And I just think, hey, the party boy is here. This is great. Hilarious. Great start. And from then it just, he was mental.
Yeah. He had a lot of stories, which kept us all very entertained. Yeah. And that was, you know what? It was a really fun night. Mm-hmm. But the stories he was coming out with, the shit he was saying.
He was a medium, apparently. Yeah. I can't remember what was he trying, like, I don't know what he was trying to say about our house, but I can't remember what he said.
He threw things in as just sort of like, because I am a medium, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
You loved that. You were like, tell me more. And I went, Sally, don't feed into this. Yeah, he's not a medium.
What kind of energy is our house giving?
That was it. Yeah. I think I zoned out at this point. I think me and Tim were just looking at each other, rolling our eyes. Like,
Yeah, I was
okay.
like, tell me more, is it haunted? And then, he did go on quite a big sort of monologue about all the Russian models. Yeah.
Really dated models.
He is dated.
Said it a few times, not just casually saying, very much he only dated models.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that makes you feel great. That does make you feel really good as well. I just can't remember what else he did, but just bonkers, wasn't he?
I was just mad. In your experience, what would you say makes a good date?
It sounds very cheesy, but I think the start, if you have some kind of connection, if it just seems sort of easy, and if they have a genuine interest in what you're saying, like we said earlier, like they actually ask you questions and seem really interested in what you've got to say, and they're not me. Yeah.
The bar is on the floor. Yeah, completely. And they text back they text and say that, and if they take your number and they actually text back.
Yeah, and you're not worried. You just think, oh, well, they're definitely going to message. There's no worry. I mean, it's very hard not to panic about whether they're going to message you. But did you get home safe type
That's
thing?
nice.
It's lovely.
That's really nice.
And also when they say, I really want to see you again, like this is all like, would be the perfect date.
Yeah, just politeness.
And if the conversation is flowing as well, it's just to know. And if you don't even like look at your watch or your phone, I'll know when I'm not enjoying it. When they go to the toilet, I just think, oh, I can finally tell my friends it's not great.
I love those texts.
But I love the ones where it's going really well and you're on the toilet, like, girls, it's me. I don't want to get excited, but like, he's really great, like really handsome, really funny, nice, blah.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
When there's quite a few hours have gone past and you haven't messaged us, like it would normally mean that you're having a good date.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're just like in the moment and stuff. Yeah. So we come to our last question. Do you have any advice for other single gals in your position, maybe in their 30s?
Don't give up hope. I guess. I think you've just got to put the time in, unfortunately. Yeah, just put the time in to the apps and don't get too despondent. But also, if you want a break from dating, there's nothing wrong with that as well. If you're not in the right frame of mind, don't go on it just to try and boost your confidence, because a lot of the time it will make you actually feel worse. Well, for me, that's how I feel. But I think just try and keep putting yourself out there. Maybe don't judge people on their pictures as much, because it's realistically, it is tough, but it's only sort of one evening of your life. I know it is a bit annoying. You do your makeup, and if you don't like them on first look, it is a bit disappointing, but I think maybe just go for it and see.
Yeah.
As long as you meet in a public place as well, so if you do feel uncomfortable, you can leave. What else? Yeah, just keep yourself busy. Don't make dating the main focus, I guess. I think you can't rely on that to make you happy. And I think just, have hobbies where you can meet people outside of dating apps, potentially. I say this, but I don't do this. But it's a new year. I think you do need to, if you are really conscious about finding someone, you just have to put yourself out there. It is a numbers game, it's really sad. But I think you have to date a lot of people these days before you find the right person. I sound really despondent now.
Guys, if you're single and
you're single and over 6 foot and not a dick, I'm your gal.
Yeah, that's very.
Wow, I sound like that's all I need. Just be nice, like this is it. Like be nice and like quite tall. Yeah. That's all I'm asking for.
Just be nice. Don't be a douchebag.
And just have
some personality.
Be honest. This is the thing as well. If you don't like someone, it's not hard to send that message. No one likes doing it. No one finds it fun. Unless you're a psycho. No one finds it fun to have to send that message. It's not nice, but surely it's better than leaving that person waiting, because you'd want an answer. Well, I would anyway. Everyone's different, but I just want to know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just in limbo and you think, have they lost their phone? Have they died? Like, you just go through all the silliness. And I know it's scary.
Yeah.
But I hate it when I have to prompt someone to send me the pie message. Like, that's the worst. You're like, I'm getting the feeling that, so we didn't get to talk about this, but when you get the pie message from them saying, Helena, it's when they use your name. Why?
Name.
Helena, comma.
Yeah.
I've been thinking, and what was?
They've all got the same script, I swear. Hi, Sally. I've actually been meaning to send this text.
You know, it's because they would never talk that. You see it come up on your phone, and you just go, I don't even want to read the rest of that because it's not going to be. It's not going to be. Hi, Sally. I've been thinking. I really want to take you on an amazingly romantic date. It's never that. Oh no, don't.
I've been meaning to text you this, but work's been really busy.
And also, I met someone else.
But it's made me think that. So stupid. I hate it. Yeah,
we've all done it.
I mean,
we've all done it.
You have to do that if you get to that point. But you know, honesty is the best policy. No one likes receiving those texts, but you know, it is. It's much better that way than being a ghost.
It is.
That's disrespectful. Don't do it. Sorry, that was very serious.
I'm like, we've all ghosted. Let's be honest. You have ghosted.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, I probably have. So it's fine when we do it.
I think my tips are: get on all the apps, see what happens, pay if you have to, see if that works. Get out there.
Or do a podcast where you can basically be doing a live dating profile like this. And Helena, I'm just going to invite in
Hi,
guys.
I'm Helena, I'm 32 and I'm from London and I'm just looking for a nice boy who's tall.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Thanks so much, Helena.
Thank you for having me again.
It's been an absolute pleasure. And we'll
do this again soon.
Yeah, we definitely should. Thank you.
And my number is... No, joking.